And it's amazing, like I'm actually telling you to eat more pasta as long as it fits that guideline, because then let's say you can put one serving, which is really very little. It's just to Hello everybody and welcome to Fitness Reloaded. I'm your hostess Maria Brulaki, and today we're going to be talking about the 15 high carb foods you should be eating more of to lose weight. But before I get there, I really need to say that today I'm filming this from Greece. I hope we end up getting a good result with the noise and just a different environment. I hope you like this video. It is a very important one because most people are taught to be afraid of eating carbohydrates, and there's really no reason to do that. And actually carbohydrates or foods that are sources of carbohydrates can assist you with weight loss, okay? Not inhibit your weight loss, but assist your weight loss. This is what I want to talk about today, because most people, when they come to me, they think they should be eating more protein. This protein message has really been going on for decades, okay, with many high protein diets being very popular. And you know, the problem is not promoting protein. The problem is promoting protein while excluding or radically reducing other macronutrients. And that's okay. You can do that if it fits how you want to live and it makes you happy. But to promote that this is the only way to do that, that's a lie. So I'll tell you today what's going to happen. Actually, a few months ago, I had this new client who was afraid of pre-diabetes because of her lab results. She saw what she would be eating following the Fitness Reloaded program, which, I mean, we don't exclude anything. We eat a lot of things and we eat everything because we don't exclude. We have no banned foods. And she was concerned with the carbs because I wasn't telling her to limit carbs like she was used to. But basically, everything that we do actually matches the guidelines to prevent diabetes because we focus a lot on fiber. I'm going to talk about this today a lot. If you're interested about reading about more about protein, I really enjoyed this book by Dr. Garth Davis, I think is his name. The book is called Protein-a-holic. What I liked about it is that it pointed out that even though most people do not get enough fiber, meaning the minimum guideline is 25 grams on a daily basis, the majority of people just eat like 12, 13. We're talking about Americans here. And we're also talking about, I think, less than 5% of people meeting that minimum guideline. So everybody should be eating more fiber because nobody's meeting even the minimum. Yet people are obsessed with protein when nobody's really eating less protein than the minimum. Now, I'm not saying this to say you shouldn't be eating more protein. Protein has a lot of benefits, but when it comes to putting things in context, maybe, and actually it will pay off to start off by saying, hey, I'm not eating enough fiber. And fiber, you know, I find this in vegetables, I find in fruits, I find in whole grains, I find in legumes, okay? Maybe I should be eating more of those foods because even if I think I'm eating a lot of them, maybe I'm not. This is very important because you might be eating, let's say, a big salad with, let's say, your steak or your fish, and you think you're eating vegetables. But if you were to put this to see this from a calorie perspective, maybe, let's say, you have a 600 calorie dinner and 80 calories come from, let's say, your vegetables. So your salad might be higher in calories because of oils and other things, but ultimately, lettuce and spinach and stuff like that don't have a lot of calories. And even though it looks like you had a huge salad, in reality, maybe only 80 calories or 70 calories of your dinner were invested in vegetables. So you might be thinking you're eating a lot of vegetables, but are you? If you see this from a calorie perspective, you can clearly see, you're not really. So this is food for thought. And first of all, I'm gonna start with legumes. Now, before I get started with my list, I wanna say the two metrics that we are interested in Fitness Reloaded to assist you with weight loss. The first metric is a specific food is really, really amazing for weight loss if it has 6 grams of fiber or more per 100 calories, and it's also high volume. The second metric is that if it's a meal, so if it's not like a specific food, let's say strawberries, okay, or bananas, or a tomato, okay, this is like a specific food. But when we talk about a meal where you combine a lot of things together, we are optimizing to get at least, ideally, to get 10 grams of fiber per 400 calories. I'm going to start going through my list now. These are the metrics. Keep them in mind. Now, you might be wondering, how do I measure them? If you use, first of all, if you Google anything, nutrition facts, you're going to see the amount of fiber grams. And also, if you're logging your food in an app, most apps give you the fiber content of foods, so you can know specifically how much you are getting. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my list. Then the first one is I'm going to start with legumes, and I'm going to start with lentils. Why lentils? Because they're high in fiber. It's very easy to make, let's say, a lentil soup, get 15 grams of fiber straight off the bat. They're very versatile. You can make soups, you can make salads, you can make them in naps, you can make them in latkes, and you can add them in dinners. So, and they're very easy to make, okay? They need no soaking. Now, if you're an American watching this, it's very likely you don't have much experience working with lentils, and that's all right. It's something that you will have to work on as you expand your recipe repertoire, so that you find more recipes that help you meet your goals, and then also live the rest of your life without having a weight problem, which is the goal, because you don't want to be going on a diet and then losing weight and then gaining it back and then same thing all over again. You don't want to do that. You want to change your lifestyle, which is what we're doing in Fitness Reloaded. So with that said, I'm going to move on to the next one is beans, okay? Especially Great Northern beans are great. Not all beans have the same fiber content for the calories, but you can look that up from the label. But beans, just like lentils, they're very versatile. You can use them in salads, you can make them in soups, you can make burritos. There are different types of dishes that you can make. So I totally recommend that you have legumes at least 3 times a week. Other options are chickpeas, okay? These are most people know them as garbanzo beans. And another option that is extremely high in fiber is split peas. They have 26 grams of fiber per 341 calories. So you have a soup, let's say for lunch, and you already got 26 grams of fiber. Just like that, from one meal, you already met the minimum requirement. Now, moving on, I'm gonna go into whole grains. Now, with whole grains, I'm gonna start with pasta, but not just any pasta. Whole wheat pasta, or maybe even lentil pasta. What really matters with the pasta is that you look at the label and you see how much fiber for the calories. Because you can find, let's say, whole wheat pasta with just 3 grams of fiber per 180 calories or 200, depends on how they calculate the serving. But you can also find the same amount of calories, so 180 or 200, depends on what they count as a serving size, and get 6 grams of fiber, okay? So you really have to check the label, okay, what it says at the back of the box, because that is going to really make a difference. And it's amazing, like I'm actually telling you to eat more pasta as long as it fits that guideline, because then, let's say you can put 1 serving, which is really very little, it's just 200 calories, but then you can combine it with, let's say, other high fiber foods like broccoli or other vegetables, and you can make a pasta salad, and your pasta salad can be really high fiber and really filling, and make you happy. You know, you can lose weight eating more pasta. You could eat pasta every day if you wanted to. Next, I'm gonna move on to bread, okay? Same thing with bread, just like with pasta, you have to check the label to see how much fiber are you getting, because you can find a bread where you can get, let's say, 5 grams of fiber per 100 calories, or you can find bread that's just 1 gram or 2 grams of fiber. So you're looking for whole wheat bread or something similar, so not as processed as white bread. But just because it looks good at the front of the package doesn't mean you shouldn't look at the back of the package to read the label. Okay, you really have to see how many fiber grams, because this is what's going to make a difference for you. So don't neglect to do that. Another one is oats. So oats are a great choice, especially for breakfast. You can have some of them to fill you up. They have soluble fiber, which is amazing because it throws cholesterol out of your system, so it lowers LDL, fiber, really good for longevity. Another option is farro. Most people are familiar with it. It's another grain. It has 5 grams of fiber per 170 calories. It's very similar to what I was telling you about the whole wheat pasta. And you can put it in salads. You can actually mix it with lentils and make some amazing salads with it. I really recommend you check out the recipes with farro for salads or for soups, okay? That's FARRO. I'm gonna move on to fruits. So some fruits you should definitely be eating more of are apples. They have about 4 grams of fiber per fruit, and they're very filling, okay? They take a while to eat. If you like apples, go eat apples. Pears, I think 6 grams of fiber, really a powerhouse. So I recommend you eat pears. And I'm also gonna add to the list bananas. Now, bananas are not as high fiber, but of course they're very healthy, just like most fruits, and very high in potassium. They have multiple benefits. But what I really like about them is that they make your life convenient. It's just so easy to grab a banana and go, to take it with you on a road trip. So convenience really matters with weight loss, because naturally we navigate to doing what's most convenient. So if you have an option that's pretty good and it's super convenient, just like bananas, requires no chopping, you know, the peeling is extremely easy, then go for it. So introduce bananas to your everyday life. Next, I'm gonna move on to vegetables. Now we're looking at high carb options. So I'm going to recommend to you sweet potatoes, 3.5 grams of fiber per 100 calories, and they also taste delicious, especially if you can bake them, okay, to caramelize them, or you can steam them and you can combine them with all sorts of other vegetables. They're really good. Another option that we're not as used to eating, I think, is beets. Beets have 7 grams of fiber per 100 calories. They're really, really, really healthy. I mean, all those types of foods, they require one video alone just to talk about the benefits of, let's say, apples or beets or sweet potatoes. These are all very healthy. And finally, I'm gonna finish off with baking. So if you like baked goods, there's no reason why you shouldn't be eating them when you're losing weight. My recommendation is to replace your normal flour with high fiber flour. And you can find multiple choices if you actually go to the store and see where they have all the flours and see the back of the package to see what it is that package says. So you could get spelt flour or buckwheat flour, or I had found some flours on Amazon that are really, really high in fiber, and they were just good replacements for white flour. So this way you get to, let's say, make your muffin or your cookies, whatever it is you're making, and it's a much healthier choice. Now, if you also replace sugar with an alternative, like let's say monk fruit, and this way you get 0 calories from your sweetener, and you have a high fiber flour, you end up making a much better choice, okay? You can take that muffin or whatever you made with you at work, or you can have it for snack, or it tastes good, and life keeps being good. You keep being happy while losing weight and beyond, okay? Because weight loss is self-care, and I do not want you to forget that. So I hope you like this video. Please like, subscribe, hit the notifications button. Moving on, you're gonna be seeing one new video every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern, okay? So stay tuned. You're gonna get a new video every Saturday on weight loss. If you have recommendations for me, please leave a comment. In the meantime, let me know what high carb food are you gonna be eating more of now that you know it's okay to eat carbs when you lose weight. Not only is it okay, by eating more of them, you're gonna be losing more weight. And I say that in all seriousness. Like, one of the habits we do at Fitness Reloaded on a habit diary is I have people, let's say, eat more fruits or eat more legumes. So the type of stuff that I talked about, we measure fiber content. Why? Because fiber helps you stay satiated for longer, fills you up in fewer calories, and it's also extremely healthy. You're gonna live longer. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.